Welcome students. This is the second video of chapter Light, Multiple Images. When two mirrors are kept inclined at an angle, they can together form multiple images. This is because the image formed by one mirror forms the object for the other mirror. So what is multiple reflection? It is a phenomenon of production of multiple images when two plane mirrors are kept at different angles with respect to each other. Now there is a formula for finding the number of images formed by a pair of plane mirror. The actual number of images formed depends upon the angle between the mirrors. So what is the formula? Number of images is equal to 360 upon theta minus 1 when the angle is even. And when the angle is odd, then number of images is equal to 360 upon theta. Now in the table, it is given the angle between the two mirrors and the number of images formed. For example, when the angle between the two mirrors is 45 degree, then the number of images is equal to 7. When the angle is 60 degree, then the number of images will be 5. When the angle is 90 degree, number of images is 3. When the angle is 120 degree, number of images is 2. When the angle is 180 degree, number of images is equal to 1. And when the mirrors are parallel to each other, then infinite number of images are formed. Then what is kaleidoscope? Kaleidoscope is a device that uses multiple reflection to produce beautiful patterns. It consists of three plane mirrors inclined to each other at an angle of 60 degree to form multiple images. An interesting feature of the kaleidoscope is that you will never see the same pattern again. Designers of wallpapers and fabrics and artists use kaleidoscopes to get ideas for new patterns. So we can see beautiful patterns and designs due to multiple images formed by the mirrors. Then dispersion of light. The splitting of white light into its seven component colors on passing through a glass prism is called dispersion of light. The band of seven colors obtained on screen is called a spectrum. So these colors are violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red, which is known as Vibgyor. These seven colors travel with different speeds in glass and thus they bend through different angles. The violet color that has the maximum wavelength, maximum deviation, and the red color that shows minimum deviation. Rainbow is caused due to the dispersion of sunlight by water drops which are present in the atmosphere. This is the structure of human eye. So there are different parts of the human eye. So I am explaining this. Human eye is a light sensitive organ which enables us to see the beautiful world around us. So there are different parts in the human eye. First of all, eyeball. It is nearly spherical in shape and has a diameter of about 2 to 3 centimeter. Then cornea. It is a transparent spherical membrane in front of the eye. Light enters the eye through cornea and it helps in refraction of light also. Then iris and pupil. It is a dark colored muscular diaphragm which lends color to the eye. It has a small circular aperture in the center which is called pupil, which appears as a black dot as it does not reflect light. The iris regulates the amount of light entering the eye by adjusting the size of the pupil. Then eye lens. It is a convex lens made of a transparent jelly-like material. It is held in position by ciliary muscles which help in changing its focal length. Then ciliary muscles. They control the focal length of the eye lens. When ciliary muscles contract, then the focal length of the lens decreases and the lens becomes thick. When ciliary muscles relax, then focal length of the lens increases and the lens becomes thin. Next is retina. It acts as a screen to obtain images of the object. It has two kinds of light sensitive cells, rod cells, and second is cone cells. Rod cells are sensitive to dim light and cones are sensitive to bright light and they also sense colors. Then optic nerve. It carries the message of image formation from the retina to the brain in the form of electrical impulses. Then at the junction of optic nerve and the retina, there are no sensory cells, so no vision is possible at that spot and that is called blind spot. What is the working of human eye? Light rays coming from the object enter the eye through cornea and fall on the eye lens to the pupil. The eye lens forms a real, inverted, and smaller image of the object on the retina. Retina has a large number of light sensitive cells which get activated. These cells they get activated by the light falling on the retina and generate electrical impulses or signals which are sent to the brain through optic nerve. The brain processes this information and we can see the objects as they are, that is without inversion. Then there are some defects of vision. The normal human eye can see nearby as well as distant objects clearly. The minimum distance at which the objects can be seen clearly is 25 centimeter. But some persons they can see nearby objects clearly but cannot see distant objects clearly. So this defect is known as myopia or short-sightedness. It is due to elongation of the eyeball or due to decrease in the focal length of the eye lens. Second is hypermetropia or long-sightedness. It means some persons can see distant objects clearly but cannot see nearby objects clearly. These defects can be corrected by using suitable corrective lenses. Now in the picture, these defects are shown. First is myopia, means short-sightedness due to elongation of eyeball or decrease in focal length of the eye lens. By using concave lens, it can be corrected. And second picture is of hypermetropia, which is due to shortening of eyeball or increase in focal length of the eye lens, and by using a convex lens it can be corrected. Another defect is cataract. Sometimes in old age people cannot see clearly because the eye lens becomes cloudy. It means an opaque membrane is formed over the eye lens. The lens becomes cloudy and blurred images are formed. This defect is called cataract. It can be corrected by removing the eye lens, which is opaque, and it is replaced by an artificial lens. Now, in this picture, myopia and hypermetropia, both defects of human eye are shown, and then correction of the defects that is shown. Then care of the eyes. How we can take care of our eyes? If there is any problem of the eyes, we have a checkup and use suitable spectacles if doctor advises. Too little or too much light is bad for the eyes. Do not look at the sun or very bright light directly because it can injure the retina. If dust particles enter the eye, do not rub the eyes. Wash your eyes with clean water. Always read at a normal distance. Do not read by keeping the book too close to the eyes or keeping it too far. Deficiency of vitamin A causes night blindness. So we should take proper diet which contains vitamin A, that is good for our eyes. Then Braille system. What is Braille system? It is a method which involves the use of special symbols representing the alphabets and their combination. Louis Braille, himself visually challenged, developed this method so that blind people could read using the sense of touch. So, Braille system is a system used by visually challenged persons to read and write. It has 63 dot patterns which represents alphabets, common words or signs. The dots are arranged in cells of two vertical rows of 3 dots each. The dots are raised slightly so that the words can be recognized by touching. So in this, all the alphabets they are shown, and the braille dots they are shown for each alphabet. So this system is helpful for visually challenged persons, so they can